Welcome back to another episode of Think Tank Theater. I'm Bailey Kimmel here with Daniel Narotsky, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into two silos of the GCC 6000. So I'm going to be asking him some questions about the VPN router silo as well as the network access point / Wi-Fi. So we'll dive on in. What is the VPN throughput of the GCC and how does it handle multiple simultaneous VPN connections?
So the easiest way to answer that is the general throughput to these devices is going to be 3 gigabits per second. So VPN throughput would be 1 gigabit per second.
Okay, and everyone who's working from home, they can toss up a VPN at home from their at-home device securely.
Securely, right? So the VPN standards, you're working with PPTP, LTTP, the big ones are IPsec and OpenVPN.
Okay.
So this will allow you to have all those types of VPNs managed securely so you can have remote users on a VPN.
Awesome. And then kind of switching over to the Wi-Fi side, how does the device handle concurrent Wi-Fi client connections and what is the coverage range?
So there's one device on the GCC series, which is the 6010W, so the 6010W. That has a built-in Wi-Fi 6 access point, so it will allow you to either use it as a one access point only, or again, when managed through GDMS, you can pair it with other access points on the network for either a mesh network or using it as a bridge point-to-point device. So it really allows you full coverage with Wi-Fi, but out of the box, you get one Wi-Fi 6 access point, so your dual antenna, multi-in, multi-out.
So is there some cost effectiveness with choosing the 6010W that has the built-in Wi-Fi over the regular 6010 that doesn't come with Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so with that, you're going to lose, I think, 1 or 2 PoE ports on the 6010W, but you're gaining the Wi-Fi access point. And for the cost, again, if you were to try to stack up a firewall, a router, an IP-PBX, and an access point, now it's 4 separate devices.
Right.
The cost savings are just unremarkable.
Absolutely. So you suddenly mentioned some PoE out ports. Tell me why that's really relevant here on the GCC.
Yeah, so as part of your router, you have a PoE switch built into this device as well. So again, that allows you to manage and monitor remotely anything that's connected to the device. So it allows you to power your phones that you would plug in. If you're using that GCC as an IP-PBX, you would be able to power other access points you would connect in. And again, all of this topology shows up under Grandstream's GDMS. So whatever you're using to connect those PoE ports with, you're going to be able to see that on the network topology because it's all built into one networking unit.
Right, that is remarkable. We have pulled some real questions from real consumers, and here's our question for the VPN router. So this person said, the switches really blew me away for the price. Have you done any heavy routing tests? Are there any quirks?
So Grandstream has done all the heavy routing tests. Again, their line is rated at 3 gigabits per second on their router throughput, which is pretty good standard for the industry, and then 1 gigabit on the VPN. And that's the stipulation when using IPsec as your VPN model. So the testing's definitely been done there. I think that the neat thing is when you're using GDMS with this device, there are some built-in tools with GDMS so you can run speed tests and things like that on the local device. So that's one of the key features, I think, that when you're using this as a network device and have that remote management software, you're able to do things a little bit differently than you would just a standalone. One important thing to note about the GDMS software that allows you to remotely manage and monitor everything, the cloud software is 100% free.
Interesting.
And it will always be free.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew that.
No, that's one thing that's really nice that Grandstream has promised to keep this software free. And so when you're managing whether it's the firewall or the router or the IP-PBX or your switches with your possible 6010W Wi-Fi, everything's free and you're managing all of it from one cloud pane of glass.
Wow, yeah, I don't think that was intuitive at all. So thanks for pointing that out. True cost savings with the GCC. It truly is an all-inclusive solution. Just to recap, these are 4 different devices that are in one piece of hardware and all managed on the same system. So you get convenience and you get so much functionality. Again, the GCC has an IP-PBX, next generation firewall, a router, and Wi-Fi or network access point. So we have covered all of the silos of the GCC now. You can watch some of the others on our previous episodes, but that concludes our deep dive of the GCC 6000 series by Grandstream. Thank you for watching this episode of Think Tank Theater.